Ooh, what's up? Hey, Omar Pacheco here. I wanted to put out this series of episodes that I call Run, When You Should Run. And one of the first situations when I believe when you should run, I'm about to break down, my friends. All right? So we're going to start off with when you're driving around with your family looking for houses and you see that perfect house you guys have been looking for and you want to see it immediately. Well, my friends, here's what you need to look for, okay? You want to make an offer on this beautiful house that you just called on, you saw with that listing agent. Well, what happens, my friend? Starting with Kansas again. Kansas. If that listing agent is a seller's agent, she's only representing the seller. And you walk in there and you talk to that seller's agent and say you want to make an offer, you are about to go into that transaction as unrepresented, okay? Unrepresented. Not a good situation to be in. That listing agent cannot guide you, cannot help you through the process of when things get a little complicated, inspection reports, of appraisals. When you don't know what to do, you're gonna still not know what to do because that person, that agent cannot guide you. She or he has to stay on the selling side. Now, if that listing agent is not a seller's agent, she's a transaction broker, okay? She can get you as the buyers that want to make an offer on her listing. She can do that. She's not going to represent either party. She is going to represent the transaction. She can guide the seller. She can guide the buyer. So my friend, that's what I call a paper pusher. You're basically, both parties are paying this agent to push paper. Not a good situation to be in. Run. Especially if you're a first-time home buyer, run. Okay? The solution in Kansas is if you catch yourself in that situation, you want to ask that listing agent if you really wanted to see that house like on that spot and that listing agent's the only one that called you back, fine. Tell that agent you would like an agent to represent you. Okay? Keep in mind the commissions are going to be paid for this other agent that's going to come in and represent you by the seller. So it has nothing to do with you. But get some representation. Okay? Okay, so let's talk about Texas. Out here, instead of it being called a transaction broker, it's called an intermediary agency, okay? There's gonna be with appointment or without. Basically what that means is their broker, the listing agent's broker, is gonna appoint another agent to represent that buyer if they have enough agents. If they don't, it's with no appointment, meaning you are unrepresented. Okay, going into the buying side again. Okay, I'm talking about the buy side. Not a good place to be in. Same scenario goes. They cannot guide you, they cannot help you. They can give you some kind of data, and you're responsible to go through the data, and you're supposed to be a professional and know how to read this data all of a sudden. So, not a good situation to be in. Again, you're blindfolded. You're blindfolded, okay? So, run. Absolutely run. Again, in this situation, if you're in Texas and you're buying a home and you see that word intermediary, ask for an agent, call a buddy, say, who did you use to buy your house? Call around. Do not go into these home buying situations, especially for your first home or your first PCS move. Being in Kansas a transaction broker, going unrepresented, or in Texas, an intermediary agency. Do not do that. Highly recommend that, okay? So if there's any other questions, please feel free to call me anytime. This is episode 1, and I got so many more scenarios to go through. When to run. Hopefully you know when you need to run. Till next time, Omar Pacheco.